Lizzo loses 10 pounds and announces it on Instagram. They attack her for losing weight because the media wants to put out a perception that being overweight is the new goal.
We thick and we pretty and we know what we about. It's the battle of the big girl.
So here we go again, back with another one. Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And before I get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you enjoy the content so far on this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that sub button for me as well. And so let's go ahead and get into it. Recently, I came across a older Kanye video. I'm not sure how old this video is, but it's a video that I never saw. I'm sure some of you guys may have seen it, but I'm gonna go ahead and let a clip play, and then of course I'll come back and chime in.
Lizzo loses 10 pounds and announces it. The bots, that's a term for people like, it's like telemarketer callers, like on Instagram, they attack her for losing weight because the media wants to put out a perception that being overweight is the new goal when it's actually unhealthy for people to promote that. It's demonic, you know.
What, can I ask?
Yeah.
I've noticed this also.
Yeah.
Why do you think they would want to promote unhealthiness among the population?
And so I'm not going to let Kanye answer that question because I don't want to get this video flagged. But Kanye basically goes on to say that because they want us up out of here. They want us out of here. Simply as that. And so Kanye is pretty much echoing some of the same sentiments that I was echoing the other day when I dropped the video when the news broke about some of Lizzo's alleged behavior with some of her current and past employees. And there was a lot of mixed opinions within the comment section. I would say the comment section was about 50-50. And some of you guys really didn't understand what I was trying to drop on you. It wasn't about fat shaming anybody. It wasn't about shaming Lizzo. I even said in that video, I said that Lizzo was very talented, highly talented. She's a triple threat. She can sing, she plays instruments, she's very charismatic. I believe if she wanted to, she could be someone that could cross over into acting and wouldn't really miss a beat. And so I gave my flowers to Lizzo. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna dismiss how a Lizzo is allowing herself to be used. In the same fashion of the Cardi B's, the Meg Thee Stallions, the Ice Spices, and whoever else, in the same manner, as far as being over-sexualized in the eyes of the media and being promoted as black culture. Lizzo doesn't get a pass because she's overweight and bad built. I feel like a lot of people want Lizzo to get a sympathy pass. And some people in the comment section said that people don't call out the Ice Spices and the Meg Stallions of the world. That's not true. That's not true. I believe a lot of so-called black men with a quotation mark, a lot of black men call out their behavior and call out the over-sexualization of the black woman. It's just that it gets drowned out. A lot of it gets drowned out and tuned out. You know, a lot of us get hit with that feminist reaction. You can't tell a woman what to do, what to wear, how to behave. It pretty much goes back to that Keke Palmer treatment. The same treatment that a lot of people were giving Keke Palmer's boyfriend when he had an opinion about what she was wearing and how she was behaving at an Usher concert. And so I think for the most part, the so-called black man has been consistent when calling out the over-sexualization of a lot of these female artists. I think we've been pretty consistent, but it gets overlooked. And of course, there's gonna be a segment of the so-called black man, and I won't even call it the so-called black man, the so-called black boys that enjoy the Ice Spices. They enjoy the Meg Thee Stallions. But all that is really is just a lack of maturity and understanding, which is to be expected because young boys and young men of that age, you know, they're thinking with a different head 9 times out of 10. And so you really have to take that appreciation that young boys and men have for the Ice Spices and the Meg Stallions with a grain of salt. They don't know any better. They don't have any understanding. But for the most part, like I said, the so-called black men that are of age, as far as I know, we speak out every chance we get. But like I said, it just gets tuned out and drowned out by a lot of feminist talking points. And so that's something that I wanted to address based on a few of the comments in the comment section from yesterday's video. But as for Kanye's remarks on Lizzo, like I said, it was right on the money. You will never see in the Asian mainstream culture them promoting an unhealthy lifestyle as far as women being overweight. You will never see them prop that up as the standard of beauty. And I'm not saying that a woman that is plus size or a woman that's on the heavy side can't be beautiful. That's quite the opposite. I know a lot of men, I won't say a lot of men, but I know a good amount of men that love big women. The bigger the better. I used to work with a guy and all he was into was BBWs. He couldn't get them big enough. And I remember talking to him about it, and he said he wanted to be just smothered by them, suffocated by it. And so that was more along the lines of an actual fetish than it was a true, genuine attraction, at least in my opinion. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Everyone has their types. Everyone has their thing. Whatever floats your boat, whatever gets you off. I'm of that mindset. But in the same breath, it doesn't necessarily mean that that should be promoted among the culture, especially something that's unhealthy. And it's going to lead to diabetes. It's going to lead to heart disease, heart failure, and all these other different ailments. That's something that you don't want to necessarily promote. As much as you may find it attractive and sexy and whatever else, it doesn't necessarily mean that you want it promoted to the masses, because we already know what the end result is, just like Kanye laid it out. And so just like with the Ice Spices or the Meg Thee Stallions and all this other degenerate behavior, Lizzo needs to be called out as well. No special treatment. She deserves the same treatment as everybody else gets. But I will say this, Lizzo is a special case all to herself for this reason. While other women like Meg Thee Stallion and Ice Spice that I mentioned, and a plethora of others that I don't even know their names, but you guys probably know who they are. The difference between Lizzo and some of those women is that for the most part, the people within the dominant society aren't necessarily laughing at a Megan Thee Stallion or the Ice Spices. All sectors and all races of different women and young girls are trying to emulate those women. But when it comes to Lizzo, like I said in the video the other day, she's treated like the overweight prom queen. She's handpicked to be the prom queen, but secretly the girls are laughing behind her back. They're snickering, and it's a poor reflection on the community. I'll say that. If my sister was overweight and she was picked to be homecoming queen, and I knew they only picked her so they could laugh at her behind her back and call her all kind of names behind her back, if I knew that was going on, I would have an obligation to call that out and tell my sister. I would say, hey, they really don't care for you. They don't like you like they think they do. And what we're seeing right now with everything that's going on with Lizzo, she's starting to see what time it is. She's starting to see what time it is. When I say we, I mean the so-called black men within black society, we're trying to tell her and everybody else that, hey, this isn't the look. This isn't going the way you think it's going. Nobody's laughing with you. They're laughing at you. When you're out at NBA games with your butt out, that's not the look. It's not a good look. You may get applauses from people in the audience, and people within the media may tell you how bold you are and how courageous you are and how funny you are. But secretly, they're laughing at you. They're setting you up for the fall. And that's exactly what they did. And so this wasn't going to be a very long video, but I wanted to use this as a follow-up to kind of touch in on some points that maybe I didn't get across yesterday the way I wanted to. And so definitely go ahead and chime in the comment section, and I'll try to be active in there as well. And make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. And as usual, peace and chaos.